Hello and welcome back to the Studio 1790 YouTube channel. My name is Gavin Patterson and today we're going to go through a couple of plugins that I got early on when I first started recording. Some that have been really good beginner plugins to get you right into producing music. So we'll go right into Cubase and I'll show you the first one I have here. So this is a session that I did a couple of weeks ago with an artist called Adam Donaldson. It's a song called Lonely. And I'm going to show you a vocal plugin. So about 7 or 8 years ago, I got a hold of this. This is the Chris Lord-Alge or CLA vocals. And what it is, it's a plugin that has many different functions. So it has EQ, compression, reverb delay, and a little bit of sort of stereo widener. So when you open it up, this is the first thing you see. So I'll play the vocal just now dry, just to give you an idea.
And it feels like time is slipping away.
Okay, so that's straight from the microphone. That's completely dry, nothing on it. So I'll turn this on and see where it has this sort of start me up kind of default setting. So this is what it sounds like.
And it feels like time is slipping away.
Right, already it's got some processing going on, so it's got some reverb and delay. I'll turn the reverb and delay off just now, and I'll mess about with it just now. And you can see just put a loop up. And I'll mess around and you can watch what happens when I engage different parts.
And it feels like time is slipping away. All my time keeps slipping away. And it feels like time is slipping away. All my time keeps slipping away. It feels like time is slipping away. All my time keeps slipping away.
So that's just one plugin that can do all of that. As simple as that. It's such a good plugin if you're starting out mixing. Maybe you're doing some demos at home and you want a good sounding vocal, just simple, out the box, just immediately. This is a great plugin. It's from a company called Waves. Highly recommend you check it out. So I got this, like I said, 7 or 8 years ago, just because I was starting out. I didn't have a lot of plugins. I just had stock plugins. So that's the plugins that come with Cubase. I didn't really know, what I should put where and what compressor should I use and what EQ. This is all like preset stuff. So each so you've got sub, lower, upper, bite, top, roof. These are all just funny words that describe different characters. So you've got the treble section here. If you hear the difference, I'll just solo the vocals just now. So I'll put it on bite and I'll show you what that sounds like.
And it feels like time is slipping away.
I changed to top.
It feels like time is slipping away.
So it's just different EQ characteristics. So there may be different frequency curves just to give a different vibe. And you can mess around with which one sounds the best for the particular vocal you're on. Same for the bass as well. It's amazing. It's so versatile, this.
It feels like time is slipping away. All my time keeps slipping away.
It's even got 3 reverbs, so tight, large, and chamber. So tight.
Feels like time is slipping away.
Wow, hear that? Chamber just goes on forever. And slap delay again, yeah, that's a cool thing to have on vocals.
And it feels like time is slipping away.
8th delay. So it's a little bit more stereo.
All my time.
It's pretty cool. Quarter, which is slower.
Like time.
So that's like a call and response. You could maybe use that for like one of those sort of call and response delays you get in songs. So kind of like this.
All my time.
So it just goes on. If you find a phrase in a song where you could have like a call and response, you could put that in. And then there's the widener, which is really cool. They call it pitch. So it's kind of like chorus. So it makes it wider. So this is stereo.
All my time keeps slipping
Wide.
away.
Spread.
All my time keeps slipping away.
Yeah, it's like flangey, phasey. It's really cool. Yeah, so, and then you've got your input and your output. It's so simple. If you're starting out mixing, I highly recommend this one. Another plugin that I use quite a lot, you've probably seen me use this already in some older videos. It's the Virtual Mix Rack by Slate Digital, and I'll just show you this one. So this is it here. So this plugin comes with a bundle that I have. It's called the Slate All Access, something like that. It's changed names over the years. But what you do is you pay a monthly subscription. You get all the plugins for a fixed, it's like £15 a month or something. And you can get all these plugins. So it's based on like a 500 series rack thing. So, you can see like screws and stuff as if it needs a screwdriver, which is interesting. But yeah, it's a more visual kind of thing. So what you have this block, so this empty block with racks in it, and then you just drag in the module you want, It's simple as that. And you can stack up. I don't know how many you can stack up. I've never actually tried. What's that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. And then you can just scroll along the bottom. Yeah. So I'll put it to my default setting. So yeah, you've got everything here. So dynamics. So that's all your compressors. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 compressors and 2 gates for the dynamics. So each compressor has its own little characteristic EQ. It's got loads of EQs as well. And these are all modeled on like real life EQ machines. Like I think this one is like a Pultec EQ. That's API console EQ, I think. This is a Neve EQ. And that's an SSL EQ. I probably use this one the most because I just like the sound of it. But if I really want to do heavy work, I use this one. I'll give you an example. I've got a guitar up just now, actually. I'll get these two. Not that one. This one and that one. I'll use the Neve first. see that the Neve's got this sort of grit to it. It's got this it's really nice on guitars. I like it on bass as well. We'll try the same with the SSL, see what it sounds like. So that sounds nice as well, but we'll do a little comparison between the two. So I'm doing roughly the same thing. I'm trying to get the same sound between the two. So there's a sound in my head. I'm like, oh, I want this kind of sound for this guitar. I think it sounds nice. And I'm using two different EQs to get to the same thing. And so I'll see how close I got. So that's the SSL. Neve. Wow. SSL, Neve. So this is the Neve sounds so much better. I don't know, like I could match these two things together and try and get as close to the sound that I want, but I just think in some instances this one sounds nicer. So I mean, I always find this one's just like really aggressive. Like I don't like how it sounds on drums sometimes, so I'll maybe go with this one. This one's a little bit more clean, whereas this one's got a bit more harshness and grit. So the reason I like this plugin, this whole thing, Virtual Mix Rack, is because I can just bring in like an EQ and then a compressor and have them on the one window, so I don't have to constantly switch between plugins, closing plugins, reopening, and it's just really handy. If you're just starting out, it might be a little bit daunting to just come in with all this and be like, what does all this do? But what I would recommend doing is, if you want to maybe dive into this, go and get the Slate bundle for like a month or two, because you can pay per month and then cancel. Try it out. Mess around on a project. Maybe you've got a project coming up, or you've just recorded a demo. Try it out for a month or a couple of months and mess around with the plugins. There's some really nice ones in here. There's one they just released recently, like this one, which is so this one here and this one here. It's the same machine. So it's based on the Brit 4K, as they call it. That's the SSL 4000 series mixing desk. So this is the EQ section of that real mixing desk that actually exists. It was made back in the 80s. And that's the dynamic section. So the top bit here is the compressor. And then this is the gate or expander. And then you've got, so every Slate plugin apart from the EQ, has a mix knob. So you wouldn't get that in the real thing. So a mix knob is basically, it's the equivalent of doing like parallel processing. So it means that you can do all your settings up here. You can put your compressor on. It's like slamming, and then you can just, if you put it to 0%, then you're hearing nothing. If you put it to 50%, then you're blending. Half the signal you hear is dry, and the other half is affected. It's just like a guitar pedal. They're similar. There's another mix knob on this compressor here. So that's cool. So you don't have to go and set up, 2 tracks, one dry and one affected, and then blend them. You can actually just do it with a mix knob, which is really handy, and it's less time faffing about. So, like I said, if you're wanting something quick, you can just pull up the plugin and it's just right there. It's really good. And if you're a real beginner and you want some decent sounding vocals, I recommend getting the CLA vocals, which is that one. It's all in one screen. You can get a decent sounding vocal just immediately. I sometimes pull this up even to this day just to get an instant sound. I don't need to mess about. But if you want to dig deeper into the sound and really experiment, then I recommend this one. But these are like really quick plugins. Quick in the sense that they're really easy to use. You can get a mix really fast with them. So that's my 2 most recommended plugins, I would say, for starting out. And the Slate package comes with way more than this. So it comes with like tape emulations. It comes with other EQs and all sorts of cool stuff. And it's partnered with a company called Uses, so you get like this. You get a cool looking de-esser, which takes out sibilance and stuff. You get some nice EQs like this one, which I use all the time, amongst lots of other stuff. So yeah, I recommend checking out those plugins because it helped me out a lot when I got them. It was just made things a lot faster and they sound good. So yeah, check them out. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, you can leave a like and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and click the notification bell if you want to receive updates on future videos. And please comment on the video if you have any requests for future content, if there's any plugins you want me to go over, or Cubase techniques, or anything at all, just write down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.